Come on, Bill, let's take a look at this project. Bill sold a project, pre-sold a project before the pandemic, and now the customers actually want to move ahead with it. So we're going to adjust the pricing for 2022. A lot of things have gone up out of our control. So we got to take a look at that and get back to them today. It's Smoking Carolyn. That's going to sun your growth. That's going to hold you back.
Hi, how are you?
You remember Mr. Bill? He's gotten a little older, a little bit more pretty. Come on, come on. Waters, what's going on in here? Bill, have you ever met Katie Waters? Katie, Bill Selway. Bill and I are going to look at that project he looked at before the pandemic. We're going to adjust pricing on it today so he can get back. Complete garage makeover, right?
Yeah.
The floor was done. You did that?
Floor was done already, yeah.
What year did you do the floor?
I think 2019 we did the floor.
Bill and I go way back because his house irrigation.
Oh, okay.
So he was a client before he came on board with TLC years ago. Was it 2010, 2011?
Before that, it was around
2008?
2003.
So when did you put the sprinkler in?
Yeah, about 2008.
So you contacted us, came out there, put your system in. Then when I put that ad in, I think back then it was Craigslist,
Yeah.
you answered it and said, hey, I know you somewhat. And I'm like, really?
That's
I didn't put two and two together.
because my wife said to me, after I'd retired from my first career, she said, you can play golf every day? And I said, well, it's working out pretty good for me so far. I think it was working out less for her. I showed her this silly ad you had, and she says, why don't you give him a call? Ask him for a job.
Right.
And what'd you do your first career? School?
School teacher, yeah.
School teacher? How many years did you do that?
35 years.
In Arundel?
Right.
And what'd you teach?
Music.
Music?
Right. So I thought teaching music is the perfect introduction to doing garage makeovers. I mean, who wouldn't think that?
Right.
Right. I see the correlation there.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Bill. All right, we're going to print out some pictures here and get to working on this makeover you have and adjust the pricing. And we're trying to get two life of a contractors done today. So we'll get in and out of the truck in between when we're filming people. But not to tie Bill all day, we got to get his deal shot. Okay? Podcasting. Hello? Is anybody in there? Are you in there? Okay. All right. Coming out back here. We'll get this podcast going here. Come on, out the door. We got to get this podcast shot. Mr. Bill Selway's here in the house. We need to get this shot. Come on, let's go. Bill, you got your folder?
I do.
I know you sent that to me last week. I saw it. The grid paper
Yeah.
and your proposal. We'll mark that up and you'll be done with that.
Pretty soon rigor mortis is going to set in.
Yeah. All right. So we ready for Bill? Okay, I'll tell you guys real quick. Got Bill at 12. 1 o'clock I had Mark Cunningham.
Mark Cunningham.
Remember Mark?
I do. He
And-
did the pizza place, right?
No, he has roofing business. And then 2 o'clock we got Miss Judy Wilson. Then we got like 4 people between 2 and 3. Chris Mann's coming, and then the fella from Oasis. And then at 3, Tom Locke and Lisa Ware, a realtor. So hopefully we got a little bit of bump room. Somebody be a little late. All right, drywall finishing. How much drywall you think, Bill?
Well, it's just a couple retaping in the ceiling. They had some problems with the ceiling, and they'd had it painted and retaped, but it wasn't finished over the tape, so some of the tape's got to be pulled.
Okay.
And there's an area to the right of the man door which was never really finished. I think when the house was built, they want that cleaned up.
Make that
There'll be-
1650. But you got to remember when we're doing that, to get that garage looking nice and something that you and I both want to put our name to,
Yeah.
it's going to be 3 different times. Painting here, that's all changed.
Okay.
Okay, that's really going up. So you got flat on the walls, semi on the door. How big is this garage?
It's about 400 plus the bump. It's probably 450 at max.
Right now, minimum I would do that would be 2850. Minimum. I don't know where that was, but that's either in between, okay?
Well, and also keep in mind, it's already been painted. It's probably going to take 1 coat.
Okay, make it 2850 though, because that's what we're doing. Blown in insulation, ceiling only. Can we just use rolls?
Well, it's all finished. I mean, you're going to pull all the drywall off, and
Is there no door, no access to get in?
no, there's no.
And what's above it?
It's a
Is
side
it-
load, so I'm not sure.
Is there a bedroom above it?
I don't know because, like I said, it's a side load, and I'm trying to think.
Okay, we are at 40 square feet.
1 box, right?
1 case, we're at 1250.
So I'll just take the total square footage.
About
And-
5 boxes,
and-
5, 6 boxes. Yes, you almost double.
Okay.
It's going up. But that's just life.
That's just a supply chain issue, I guess, huh?
Yep. Now, what do you want me to do for that?
Whatever we can get that's 2 feet wide by 2.5 high,
Okay.
similar to the 09s.
Okay. You got 2 cabinets?
Yes, 2.
We're at 675 now, plus a little bit of insulation of it, but that's where we are currently. Hooks and baskets. Once you change that 5 to a 7.
For the shelves that are going to go over those cabinets, because we want to put some storage on top of the cabinet, because it's so tight, that's not going to fit because we're we don't want to put them directly over the cabinets. We won't have that extra headroom.
So they need to be narrower. Well, we can't get these anymore. Just after the pandemic, the company went out of business. We got something similar to this now. It's a lot more heavy duty. It's a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
But they don't make these no more.
Okay.
That company went out of business.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. This you can't have the sides on the ones
Okay.
that go over the cabinet, but on the back wall where 4 of them will go,
We can.
it can be the sturdier the better.
Okay.
That accessory company may have gone out of business. Somebody's bought their stuff and,
Yep.
and under another name now. It's like a
Yep.
moving target with accessories.
Yep.
You get this, 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 and this, and you've said to me, "Oh, they don't make that anymore." And I say, "Since when?" You say, "Since last week."
Yeah. And stuff gets held up. We got some products right now we're looking for, and it's off of Long Beach out of California, and nobody can tell us when we're going to get it.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're telling the end user, hey, we taking your deposit,
Yeah.
we've ordered it, and they got it coming, but
Yeah.
it might be weeks or months till we actually get our hands on it.
Right.
Which sucks when you're trying to get a project done.
Right.
We'll have to adjust that as we know.
Okay.
Lighting, I'd make that 2 to 4. Everything's going crazy. And then on your wall guards, I wasn't sure exactly which wall guards you wanted to use.
I found these.
All right.
The ones I found before, Relaxi Buy, they were called. They're not available anymore. Just like we're saying.
Okay.
Since the last time I talked to them a couple of months ago,
Okay.
they're not out there. So I found something else that's better, and it's not a real expensive product.
Okay.
So and they come in like a 6-pack, and they self-adhesive, and they can tell me where to stick them. Once everything else is done, we can put the car in, and then find out where the door is going to hit. So when the kids get out of the car, that's the main concern.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and redo these today when you get a chance?
Yeah.
Because this is probably your biggest hit right here. But I mean, that's just, that's going to over double you.
Yeah.
But it needs to be what it is.
Right.
Because it's $12.50 for 40 now. You want to leave that or you want to go more? And how were you with this client when you were chatting with them about everything was going on pre versus post?
Well, I just
They understood.
I let them know that between supply chain, inflation, all the things that have occurred in a very short period of time, he's just waiting. He said, "Well, I'll just hear back from you."
Okay. So he was reasonable.
Yeah.
He understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in business. He understands business.
Okay.
All
right. Well, once you put your numbers back together, let's revisit that. Let's get this knocked out and get this client under contract this week, and we'll move on with this.
All right, we'll do.
Okay? Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you.
Yep.
So, Bill, you're going to get back with me on that client?
Absolutely.
So we got the new pricing for him
Yep.
for his garage makeover. I'll let you be in your day. I've got to run back
Get
out
it
here
knocked
to
out.
another job in Annapolis, and
Okay.
I'll talk to you probably later tonight or tomorrow.
Very good.
Thanks,
for your
Bill.
help.
Appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
We are ending this episode of Life of a Contractor talking to that crazy Bill Selway character. He was in the school system for 30-some years, playing the guitar, teaching kids, and 10 years working with us. That's enough to drive anybody crazy. So this ends this episode. Like, subscribe, do one of both, same time. Like or subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.